Hi everyone, we're here in Channel 4 studios today with our village manager, Larry Deetjen. Larry, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're kind of the man behind the scenes in Oak Lawn, but I want residents to kind of get to know you, so we're going to take a few minutes and talk about you, your role, and anything else you want to say. So welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
So what does the village manager do?
The village manager, Mayor, on a day-to-day basis is your chief operating officer. My responsibility is to make sure that your goals for the village that are developed from input from residents are carried out and executed in an efficient manner.
So how long have you been doing this?
I was appointed, brought to Oak Lawn with a executive search firm and with the mayor and board of trustees in the fall of 2007.
Okay. Before that?
Before that, I was the city manager in a community in South Florida known as Deerfield Beach, Florida.
And before that?
And before that, I was the president, CEO of a corporation called Harding Energy Systems. Harding Energy was a startup business, new technology in battery manufacturing. And prior to that, city manager in Grand Haven, Michigan.
So you've been around. So did you have any specific academic training to do this job? What are your,
Sure. My undergraduate degree, born and raised in Elmhurst, Illinois, and my undergraduate degree was at Lake Forest in economics. And from there, I received a master's from the Center for New York City Affairs. That's in New York City, New York, New York.
Now, are you involved with any professional associations?
I am. I'm a member of the International City County Manager Association. I've been a member since, I believe, about 1975, when I started my career in local government as an assistant manager in Arlington, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston.
Now, most residents don't know that the mayor is a part-time kind of position. And so while I'm at my regular job, my other job, you're here running the village. And so you're here pretty much full-time, is that correct?
That form of government, the council manager form of government that you described, is a form of government that was established in circa 1914. It was a reform movement across the United States. It was an effort to mitigate against corruption at the local level and to bring a full-time professional, but make that individual, he or she, accountable to an elected mayor and board who would be part-time board of directors, just like in the corporate world where board of directors are part-time and they elect and appoint a CEO.
Yeah, I've always really liked that. I think career politicians are not necessarily the best thing for taxpayers. I love the idea of citizen legislators who, hold an office for a period of time, contribute their insight, and then, are not fully entrenched politicians for their whole life. So I really like this form of government. What is the biggest challenge with your job, Larry?
Well, challenge number one, and it's a challenge, it's an opportunity, it's quite exciting, is you work for a diverse board. Community like Oak Lawn is a very diverse community, economically, religious, cultural, and they elect a mayor and 6 trustees by geographic district that are different individuals, all elected to represent them. And trying to bring that board to work together as a team is always a challenge, whether it's Oak Lawn or any of the other cities that I've been privileged and honored to serve. So in addition to the challenge of trying to get elected officials, your governing body, to work as a team, then you have a community, having that community to have the confidence and to be supportive of the men and women who serve them. And I think in Oak Lawn residents are warm, they care about their community, they're active in their churches, active in their community, their schools, and they support their local businesses. So that's really a very, very positive part. Then the next challenge is working in government in Illinois. And we talk about this. We talk about
That's
this
a
all the time.
challenge, yeah.
That's your primary challenge is the negative perception of Illinois relative to finances, relative to governance, the inability of the General Assembly to work with the Chief Executive Officer. And I'm hopeful in 2016 we're going to see progress in that area. I do believe that, and I'm confident that our General Assembly and the Governor will come together, but that's a tough challenge.
Now, Larry, you've been going to Springfield quite a bit in the last 2 years, I believe. Can you tell us about the advisory panel that you're on?
Sure. I'm really honored. I owe a lot of thanks to the Speaker, to Governor Quinn, Governor Rauner, to our representatives Burke, Senator Cunningham, all supportive of my appointment to serve on a 911 advisory board. And that board in the last 2 years came together with, again, men and women from all over the state of Illinois with one single interest, to have better 911 emergency services for all our residents in all our counties in the state of Illinois. Much to my surprise, some of our counties did not have 911 services when I started on that board. We made recommendations to the General Assembly, Mayor, and I'm very pleased that overwhelmingly those recommendations were accepted, put into law, and we're about ready to implement, effective January 1 of this year, those recommendations and continue with my work on that board for all residents of Oak Lawn and the state of Illinois.
Yeah. You're really helping Oak Lawn and Illinois be more competitive. When we look at where we stood, you know, we were not in the lead of the industry. So I think we're getting there, and thank you for your efforts with that. And,
well, thank you, Mayor, and for the board for the support to serve on this advisory board.
So what are your challenges for 2016, Larry?
Well, I've said several times to the board, Mayor, that under your leadership and the leadership of our fine board, the future is very, very bright in Oak Lawn. Economically, I think we're going to see the commencement of construction on Phase 2 at Stony Creek Promenade.
We are so excited about it.
Wonderful project. Thanks again to the mayor and the board.
And the jobs that are created there and the buzz in that corner of town. It's remarkable. It's remarkable.
Number two, we're privileged and honored to have Advocate Christ Medical Center, a fine regional and a teaching institute in our community. It's our largest employer, one of the largest employers in the southwest area, employing close to 6,000 men and women. They're about ready tomorrow to have a ribbon cutting opening dedication of their new bed tower. Prior to that, they had the opening of a new ambulatory pavilion. They've invested close to $500 million
with a B.
Correct, $500 million in new facilities, state-of-the-art technology, new jobs, technical jobs. I see men and women in just where Lynn and I live, my wife, in Arbor Court, that are new employees that have come to this community, live in the community, and work at Advocate. So I'm very, very excited, and we're very thankful to Advocate.
Yeah.
Number three would be downtown. Downtown, the center as we know it, the government center, our Metro Center, I think has a strong future as well. And we're hoping to see some continued investment in the downtown area, Mayor. Wonderful,
wonderful. And I really like the Patriot Station sign that just went up at the parking tower. Looks beautiful. We have a traffic signal going in there hopefully next fall. If all the stars align with the different government bodies.
It's taken some time. It's not easy, but we're going to have a new ingress and egress to the Metro garage and our fine train station that will be located at Brandt in 95th Street. A new four-way traffic signal.
50th Court, no?
50th Court. I'm sorry,
that's
Mayor, you are correct.
We were
it's
trying,
50th Court, yes.
And then we have another one going by the hospital, hopefully, that we're working on, where the new parking tower is. There's a lot of traffic concerns there.
I have a new update on that.
Do you?
For,
Can you share it with our viewers?
Mayor. We have just received notice that the Illinois Department of Transportation has accepted a performance bond submitted by Christ Advocate. They will be paying for this spring the installation of a new traffic light and pedestrian signals at Kilbourne and 95th.
No one wants more traffic lights, but we do want a safer way to access this critical facility in our village. And I want to talk about another critical thing in Oak Lawn, and that's our water. Oak Lawn serves, I think, 325,000 residents altogether with their water needs and room to grow in the future. Can you tell us what we're doing with our water project?
Yes, I can, Mayor. Under the leadership of, again, Mayor Bury and the board, we're working with our 12 existing water customers, municipal customers, that do represent 325,000 men and women in the Southland. Expected to grow to 400,000 between now and 2040. And we're embarking on approximately a $200 million improvement project that will provide safe drinking water, reliable, and sufficient quantity to serve those communities in the years ahead. Construction's underway. It's phased construction.
When was the original pipeline constructed? This goes back to the 70s, or?
The regional system began in the planning stages in the 60s. Oak Lawn was getting water from the city of Chicago in the late 40s. And in the 70s, we started to see contracts inked between Oak Lawn, Chicago Ridge, Palos Hills, and then over time, communities as growth took place to the south, to the southeast and the southwest of Oak Lawn.
Beautiful. Yeah. So this is a wonderful upgrade, and it's probably kind of transparent to residents. Unless they live in the immediate vicinity of where construction's occurring, it doesn't impact them much. But it's really, really good for Oak Lawn, good for the area, and enhances our safety as well. So
well said.
I thank you for your leadership with that too.
Thank you.
So what else do you want to talk about there?
Well, probably should mention that we do have a new red light camera enforcement program at the intersections of Pulaski and 95th and at 111th and Cicero. That's been enforced now, and citations have been issued starting in December. We're finding that about 95% thereabouts of the violations are not Oak Lawn residents. They're from residents that are either living in adjacent communities or traveling to the community. And again, our goal is not to raise money, it's safety. And we determined there were accidents at a sufficient volume at those two locations that we needed this red light enforcement. So that's in place. And
especially at 111th and Cicero, the energy there, the extra buzz, and the new traffic pattern. People are used to their old ways, and there's a lot of kids crossing the street there now. There's a lot of people with strollers. There's been some bad accidents, so safety first.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. And I don't know if residents are aware of how well you work with our management team. So you have regular meetings and coordinate. So the village board kind of sets policy and you implement the policy. So how do you do that?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, we have a fine management team. Like any large organization, private or public, there are department heads that are managers who are direct reports on a daily basis to me. Engineering, public works, finance, police, fire, emergency communications, personnel services, counseling services, family and senior services. Fine group of men and women that represent our residents and that report to me, and then under them would be the rest of a workforce of approximately 400 full-time men and women and some part-time positions. They do an outstanding job for our community, and I thank them for that.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for how accessible you are for resident questions as well. I will get emails from you at 6 in the morning, at 11 at night, even crazier hours than that. And I think Oak Lawn residents can feel very confident that you're always on. I don't think you ever take time away where you're not engaged. So I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate under your leadership and this board, Mayor, your experience as a doctor, as someone who handles customers, the importance of customer service. We're not always right here. We are a government. We're your government, but if we make mistakes or you have questions, if not by email, certainly by phone, you're welcome also to come up here, and we're in the office. We'll take you. Be more than happy to meet with you in person to discuss any concerns you have, and that's really what, in my opinion, government should be about.
What's nice about the village of Oak Lawn, the size of it, is that your trustees are accessible, your mayor's accessible, and the manager's accessible as well. So, so.
We can't handle all your issues. There are school board members, school officials, MWRD, state officials, but somehow folks find it quite easy to come here and speak to us, and we're more than welcome to do our best and certainly refer you to the right office if it's not a matter or a service that we handle.
Well, Larry, I know how busy you are, and I appreciate you taking time to, out of your busy day to talk to our Channel 4 viewers. Is there anything else you want to add before we call it a day?
I just want to wish everybody a great 2016. I will give an editorial comment. My family rang in the New Year Irish style at Riley's daughter. We've done that before when it was Quigley's, and I will tell you it was a delight. It was a warm New Year's Eve experience with Oak Lawnians that were family, older, younger, a good mix of what I think Oak Lawn's all about. It's a community that really is family-oriented, cares about seeing their quality of life just advance in the future. So thank you.
Thank you. And all the best as well for 2016. It's going to be a great year, Larry.
Excellent year.
Okay, thank you.